So I'm scrolling through Instagram, per usual, and I come across this.
This is the shocking moment a 15-year-old was shot dead in a gun and knife attack in Birmingham. The gunman, Yusuf Mustafa, carried out the fatal and brutal attack that lasted about 30 seconds. Colion Lincoln, who was shot and stabbed outside his home, died after being attacked by a group of youths.
So after watching that, the first thing I thought was, wait, I thought the UK didn't have gun violence. Because every time the conversation about guns comes up, somebody inevitably hits me with, well, the UK banned guns in 1997 and they don't have these problems, really? Because that clip didn't look like no gun violence. That looked like a kid getting shot and stabbed to death on camera in broad daylight. But it gets better, or worse, depending on how you look at it, because then I go into the comments. So one of the commenters asked, the question is, where does a 14-year-old get a gun from? What the fuck? That's a great question. And the answer is the same way criminals everywhere get guns, illegally. Gun bans stop the good guys, not the bad ones. How many times we gotta say this? And then another comment in response to this says, there's a ton of guns in the UK. They just don't report them. And this is where the rabbit hole opened up, because I started digging. And what I found completely nukes the fantasy that the UK is some gun-free utopia. So let's start with something simple. The BBC, the UK's own state-funded news organization, reported the following, and I'm quoting this verbatim from their article titled, Colion Lincoln, Teenagers Jailed for Boy Shooting. A 14-year-old boy has been jailed for at least 16 years for murdering schoolboy Colion Lincoln, who was shot and stabbed outside his home. He was repeatedly stabbed by a group. He was shot in the stomach as he lay on the ground. Shot, stabbed, killed. In the UK, the supposed gun control paradise. Now, this alone already proves that banning guns doesn't magically stop criminal violence, but then I asked the next logical question. Has gun crime gone up or down in the UK since the 1997 gun ban? And this is where things get really uncomfortable for the anti-gun crowd. Here's a direct quote verbatim from a research paper titled Gun Crime, the Market in and Use of Illegal Firearms. Offenses involving firearms in England and Wales rose from 4,903 in 1997-98 to 10,964 in 2004-2005. Now, let me translate that for anyone who missed it. After the handgun ban, gun crime more than doubled. This isn't my opinion. This isn't gun lobby propaganda. This is UK government data analyzed by UK researchers. And it gets worse. Here's another verbatim quote, this time from The Guardian, a UK newspaper that loves gun control. Gun crime has doubled in the past 4 years and risen by about 40% in the 2 years since handguns were banned. So, if the UK is the model we're supposed to follow, why did gun crime explode after they banned guns? I'll tell you why. Because banning guns doesn't stop criminals, it just disarms everyone else. Once again, how many times do we have to say this shit? But here's the other side of this, the psychological side. People believe the UK has almost no gun violence because they don't have a First Amendment. The government can and does regulate speech, reporting, and coverage of violent crime. The UK media culture downplays firearm crime to maintain the narrative that their gun ban worked. A huge portion of shootings aren't fatal anymore because of one simple thing nobody talks about: medical advancements. You see, back in 1997, a gunshot wound that hit a major artery or organ was pretty much a death sentence. Today, with modern trauma centers, clotting agents, rapid response imaging, and surgical techniques, a lot of people survive shootings who would have died 20, 30 years ago, which means gun homicides may go down while gun violence stays the same or even increases. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Fewer people dying doesn't mean fewer people getting shot. It just means doctors got better at saving them. So when you combine underreported violence, no First Amendment, medical advancements, rising gun crime after a gun ban, kids literally getting shot and stabbed on camera, it paints a very different picture than the fairy tale anti-gunners keep selling about the UK. Because the truth is, the UK didn't eliminate gun crime. They eliminated honest reporting, legal gun ownership, and the public's perception of reality. Violence didn't disappear, only the narrative did. So, the next time someone tells you to be like the UK, remind them, a country where a 15-year-old kid got chased down, stabbed, and shot with a revolver on his own doorstep is not a model of safety. It is a model of denial. Gun bans don't create safe societies. They create sitting ducks, and criminals everywhere know it. Speaking of criminals, you see, here in America, we have a Second Amendment right, and therefore, a lot of criminals have to F around and find out, as you can see right here on this hat. You see, when we say this initially, people hear this and think it's about bravado. It ain't about bravado. We're not showing off. We're just letting people know that, look, I don't want any problems. I'm minding my business. I'm just living my life. But if you test me, if you push me, if you challenge my safety or the safety of people that I love, you're going to go around and find out why I carry a gun every day. And you're going to find out the hard way. And that's not just me. That's a lot of people out there, good people who just want to be left alone. And that's why I came up with the design, this particular design, the FAFO, as a subtle nod and a reminder to the idea and the concept that law-abiding citizens are just that. We're law-abiding citizens, but we're not weak. We're not pushovers. We're not pacifists. We are people who will religiously defend the people we love and our safety and the sanctity of our homes. That's what the FAFO stands for. We have them in hats, we have them in shirts, we have them in hoodies, we have them, you got them in everything at shop.mrcolionnoir.com. I'm gonna put a link in the description section of this video so you can go and check that out. And, grab some other stuff there while you're at it. Oh, I forgot to mention too, my absolute favorite. We are fierce defenders of our safety, but also we've got to be fierce defenders of our ears and our hearing when we go out to the range to practice and shoot and have a good time. That's where these come in. My absolute favorite wireless in-ear Bluetooth hearing protection, the AKT ones. I absolutely love these. These are my favorite in-ear hearing protection. I've been using them for years now. And yeah, they give you the ability to get 6 times hearing enhancement so you can hear what's going on around you while you can still listen to your music. You can make a phone call, all while protecting your hearing while you're at the gun range. It's freaking awesome. I love these things. So I'm gonna put a link in the description section. Actually, I don't have to put a link in the description section for these independently because they're on my site, shop.mrcolionnoir.com. So go check that out. Grab your pair of these, get you a hat, get you a tumbler, some stuff like that, Be merry. One thing's for certain and 2 things are for sure. Politicians and tech giants don't want gun content to be recommended to you. And we're all fighting this culture war together. Now you can help do your part by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, but most importantly, sharing this video with at least one person. Together we can stop the suppression of our 2A rights. And don't forget to click the link in the description section of this video for the products that I mentioned in this video.